Hey ladies, homeschool boss moms, what's up? I'm trying to get this. I don't know if I can get it. Let's see, I'll lower my seat. There we go. All right. Part of my head was cut off. How are you guys? Happy Monday. It's freezing fucking cold in St. Louis. It's like negative 11 degrees this morning. I hope it's warmer where you are. I know you guys, if you're those of you who are in winter wonderlands, are just ready for the spring and the sun and the warmth. I know we are. So today we're going to do, hey Elena, thank you, love. So today we're doing a Q&A. I had some questions from this morning. Hey Carrie, how are you? What's up? And Kella asked a question about getting started on her business. And I wanted to answer that. And I think that this is going to actually apply to quite a bit of you. I know it applied to me whenever I was getting started. So she is finishing up a training to be a death doula or end of life planner. I love this. I love this concept. And she kind of knows the direction she's going, but she kind of doesn't. And right now she's just like trying to get clarity by looking at all the other people's websites and how they're doing things. And she's kind of going, oh, they have much more experience and they're so much more credentialed. Maybe I need X before I can actually start. And I don't really know how to market what I do. Okay, yes, totally. So you're kind of doing a little comparisonitis right now, right? Yeah, fuck all that shit. You do you, girl. You can take inspiration from other people. You always will, and that's fine. But ultimately, when it comes to getting started and getting clarity, you just have to start. Like, you just kind of have to jump in. Good morning, Jalissa. How are you? And you just have to jump in and go. Hey, Adriana, how are you? Thanks for joining. And it's in the doing that the clarity comes. Like, you have to be in business to be in business. And that's what this means. Like, you almost can just sit here like without having started and just play this big giant guessing game of like, maybe I should do this, maybe I should do that, da, 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 da. Listen, you will never know until you actually start and do the thing, right? So I'll share with you some of my own experience around how this looked for me, just to give you an idea. Hey, Missy, how are you? So, okay, Carrie, go teach all your kids. Yes, love it. And all of other people's kids, because you're amazing like that. Okay, so you kind of just have to start somewhere. Yes, there are some things that you can do around clarity. We actually just covered some of that in the Back to Center course, actually. But really, what it comes down to is you just have to start. You just have to decide. My great coach, who was just on, I don't know if she's still here, Elena. Elena and I worked when I was together whenever my business was very new, and I'm still in her Divine Self-Care circle. But I remember her telling me, and I loved this perspective, is that this is just an experiment, right? Business entrepreneurship is just an experiment. Whatever you decide to do right now is not like set in stone, okay? It's not the Constitution of the United States, and it can like never change. It's always flexible. It gets to change as you change, as things feel good for you or don't feel good for you. You always have the choice, the option, the right to switch it up, change things around. It's okay. I have changed so many things around in my business. So when I first started, I'll tell you, here's what I did. Hey, Christina, how are you? Thanks for joining. I started with thinking that I was going to market to all moms who needed self-care, which would like include like every single mom on the planet, right? No, but I really wanted to target like the kind of like the burnt out and exhausted moms, and I wanted to teach them about self-care. Okay. This is what I thought. And I could go back and tell you some other businesses that I did too, but they all kind of evolved and led to here. So what I did was I put on a workshop. I decided I'm going to put on a workshop at my house and I'm going to market it. I'm going to, send out Facebook invites and invite people and whatever, right? I hooked up with one of my friends who is a yoga teacher, and we put on this workshop at my house, and it was really amazing. I loved it. It was great. But god damn, it was a lot of fucking work, and we did not charge appropriately, and there was not a lot of money made. I mean, like, I've got 5 kids, you guys, and we had to clean up our yard and clean the house, and oh my god, it was just so much work. So I decided that I didn't like that. I didn't want to do that again. I wanted to make more money. I wanted it to really be worth all of the effort and the time that we were putting into it, because it's all the marketing and all the coordinating with the people and, setting up the payment processing and all of these things, right? And then we split the money, and it just was not, it was not good. But I learned so much in doing that. I learned so much in just saying, we're just going to try this. And we did. And then I was like, oh, so next time I would definitely charge a lot more. I would definitely do this differently. I would not have it at my house, because I don't want to have to go through the stress of creating the workshop content and all of the planning that goes into it and the marketing, and have to clean the outside of your house and the inside of your house. It's just so much work. And we have 2.5 acres. So it's just a lot of property to clean. And cause there was leaves, and we were doing yoga in the yard, and just, and the kids play out there. And so just all the things, right? It was just so much work. So I get so much clarity just by doing that. And then something else happened, right? I was the girl who I was working with, my yoga friend, she was like, you're so good at this. You're so good at marketing, da 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 da. And I was like, oh yeah, well, I mean, I'm happy to coach you a little bit or whatever, teach, and then I was like, oh, I could kind of coach these other people. And then it evolved into this, oh, I actually think I might want to be a coach. And then somebody else was like, oh, well, I have a business, but I want to homeschool. Can you coach me? And I was like, okay, sure. Hey, honey, my husband's watching. Hey, Sarah, how are you, love? And so it just evolved and evolved and evolved, right? And the universe kind of just placed these opportunities in front of me and said, here, come this way, come this way, come this way, do this thing. And I just kind of followed that, and there was some people and guidance and all these other little factors that played into it. But that ultimately led me here. And I found what I call my sweet spot, or actually I think Marie Forleo calls it sweet spot, because I'm a B-schooler. I found the market niche, right, of the homeschooling entrepreneur, and I love coaching, and I have so many years of business experience. I've studied business. I've just kind of innately an entrepreneur, but then I also have this very intuitive piece to me, and I love being witchy and woo-woo and all of that, and playing with crystals and oils and cards and doing all kinds of fun stuff. So I just blended it all together to make it my own. And I will say, since my husband's watching, I have to give him so much credit for me doing a lot of my one-on-one work that I do now. And I actually find that that's probably my most favorite piece of it to do. I love working one-on-one with my clients so much. I love going really, really, really deep with people. And my husband was like, you're so good at one-on-one. You're so good at one-on-one. And I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to have time freedom. I want to have time freedom. I want to have time freedom. And I resisted it for such a long time. And now I'm just embracing it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, but I'm actually really good at this. And I love it. And it's so easy for me to just sit down with someone for an hour and, hey, Sarah Neeson, and just hash out what they're going through and help them shift and do these things, right? So you get to do that in your own way. So I would encourage you to, you can do as much clarity work ahead of time as you possibly can, but really so much of it in that first 2 years is really what is that experience of doing the work, doing your business is what is going to guide you into creating your perfect offerings, right? So those women's websites that you're looking at right now, they went through the same exact process. every single entrepreneur does, right? You just have to start where you are, and you just have to say, you know what? It's just an experiment. If this doesn't work, I can shift, I can change, I can try it differently next time. And that is what you do. And you will learn and you will hone and you will refine it as you go. So don't be afraid to not know every single detail right now. Just start before you're ready. Just go, go, go. Just do it now. Okay? Just put your stuff out there. You have a passion. You know, like you said, you do know what you want. You're just doubting yourself right now, which again is totally normal. But what if you just said, you know what? I'm just going to go with this for now. This is an experiment. We're going to see how it goes. And I can reevaluate after the first client and see what I would like to change. Boom, done. That's it. That's what you do. Okay? I hope that helps you. Let me see if there was any other questions. Does anybody else have any questions around this particular topic for their own self? So, oh, yes. So you were saying, do I have to do X before I can start? No, you don't. You just have to decide what you want to do and do it. Oops, sorry, my sister's calling. So you just decide what you want to start with, and just say, boom, I'm just going for this. And I would encourage you to just keep it simple. Just keep it really simple at first. You can always add in things later, and that's it, really. You don't need any more credentials. You don't need any more education. You just need experience. And the only way you can get that is to start. That's it. It's actually so simple. And you don't know how to market what you do. Let me answer this too. Okay, so if you don't know how to market what you're doing, you can go in and you can ask questions of people who, what questions? So I would go and ask people who would consider using an end-of-life planner or a death doula, and what questions do you have? And you ask them, and then, just like I'm doing right now, I said, hey, who's got questions about their business today? And you go in and you answer those questions for your marketing. That's it. That's all you do. It's actually so, so simple, and we just overcomplicate it. And then the more you work with people, the more different experiences you'll have, and you'll be able to attest to the experiential piece of it, maybe the emotional piece of it, the peace of mind. You could talk about that now. So like someone who's going to hire you, why are they going to hire you? And you just talk about those things. That's it. And as you go and as you get more experience, the marketing piece becomes easier, because you just know more about what you're talking about, because you've experienced it more. Yeah. So like, even if you're doing, I would imagine you're probably doing some kind of interning or shadowing or something as you go through this process, like a regular doula would do, like a birth doula, not a regular doula, because now there's different kinds. Like a birth doula would do, or a postpartum doula. They're kind of following someone first to learn. Then you can even use those experiences and share that as your marketing content, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's what I do. All right, let me know if you guys have any other questions about this specific topic. But no, you don't need to go get any more certifications or do any more trainings before you can do the thing you want to do. You just have to start right now. That's it. All right, love you.